What is up guys, welcome back to the channel in another video. Today we're doing something a little different I guess, because we're doing a cost breakdown on how much it cost to build the fake Evo. Introducing to the channel our 2001 CE Mitsubishi Lancer. Man, that turned out way too nice. In. Probably one of my favourite cars we've built on the channel so far, I guess. A little bit different, and I've actually been surprised when I did the additions, when I did the math for how much this cost. I saw a bunch of you guys in the comments below have guessed. Some of you guys were way off, both over and under, and a couple of you guys were pretty close. Of course there will only be one winner. So the aim with this car was to see if we could build something relatively cheap or on a budget that was still fast, JDM, looks good, pretty much has all of the attributes that you would want out of a car, but obviously on a budget. So one morning I woke up and I was like, I'm gonna start daily vlogging and I want to build a car. I've got a budget of $1,000 to spend. Went on Marketplace and this was the first thing that popped up. So we paid $1,000 for this. Of course it looked a little different when it rolled into the shop. Alright, so it's time to do a quick walk around of this thing, and straight away as you can see, like I said, it's a complete nugget, alright? But that's exactly what I was looking for. So straight away there's $1,000 onto the ka-ching list. After that I sold the bonnet and the wheels surprisingly for $100 each, okay? So that bonnet we sold for $100, those atrocious wheels we sold for $100. So that gives us $200 back, so it actually brings the tally down to $800, which was quite surprising to me that anyone would ever actually want those things, but good on you, each to their own. So everything that we talk about in this video that I bought online, the links will be in the description below, so you guys can obviously copy the build, go ahead and do it yourself. Next up is the list of Max Speeding Rod stuff. Obviously they sponsored the build, but we're going to treat it as if we paid full price for everything that we put onto this build. Again, I was really surprised at this when I went onto the Max Speeding Rod's website, added everything to my car. I couldn't believe how much you could get for such a little amount of money. So when I added everything into the car, so that's coilovers. Is there anything else I'm missing? Coilovers, turbo, intercooler. Coilovers, the turbo, intercooler piping kit, turbo oil feed and drain line kit, and the fuel pressure regulator. So that in total comes to $1,000 Australian, but then you use the 15% Mike Blake discount code on their website. That brings it down to $850 for all of that stuff. So that's full turbo kit pretty much, and coilovers for $850 Australian dollars, which to me is freaking mind-blowing, because like back in the day you wouldn't even be able to buy a set of coilovers for that much money. So that takes the total tally to $1,650 so far. Obviously, a lot of the stuff in this video we did ourselves, all the fab work. We made the turbo manifold, as you guys would have seen in previous videos. If you haven't watched any of the build videos, go back, watch all of them, start to finish. It's a good time. Next up, we've got the wheels that are on the car. Obviously, I own Two Step Garage, so I went onto the shelf, grabbed the wheels, took them to the wheel driller, and put them on the car. But had I not, and had I had to buy them, $1,000 for the wheels, okay? Then we've got the tyres we've got on the car. Obviously I tried a couple of different tyres on, but I settled on these ones, so these ones are the ones we're gonna charge for. $300, brand new Salem semi-slick tyres all around. Facebook Marketplace, always get the deals. Next up, we've got the seats in the car. Again, we tried a couple of different types of seats, but I settled on these ones. Got them out of a Mitsubishi Colt from America. They cost $120. Boom, straight on the list. Next we have the steering wheel. That's a genuine Momo Volante steering wheel. I think I'm right about the model, maybe. That was $259. I really wanted a genuine wheel just to go with the look and feel of the car, and it definitely transformed the way that the car feels and drives. Again, that's another Facebook Marketplace purchase, $259. Boom. Next up, we've got the exhaust system. So the exhaust system all up cost $700. I ordered all of the piping and the bends and everything we needed from Springy Performance. That was $550. And then of course Woz helped us out. Whenever my friends help me out with stuff like this, especially with doing any fab work, boom, I instantly transfer them some money just out of common courtesy, as you should always do if people are helping you out. So 700 bucks for our full custom exhaust system, which I think is a pretty good price. This thing sounds surprisingly really good. So there's a dyno tune. That was $500 from Springy Performance. He hooked me up a little bit, usually he charges $600. Of course we're going back on Saturday for the retune, but that doesn't cost any extra money. When we did the dyno tune, we found out that we had to get a new fuel pump. The Walbro 255 cost $100 from Peck Australia here in Melbourne. In the back we've got the Honda Civic camber arms, they were 50 bucks, boom, straight on the list. So we did a couple of Wrecker runs to get numerous things for this car, so I'm just going to throw on $240 for those Wrecker runs, give or take, you know, a little bit of money. Next up we have this beautiful Evo style bonnet for the CE Lancer. This was just pure luck that I came by this, and that's again because of a subscriber messaged me, said we've got one on the shelf here at our body shop, you can have it, 100 bucks, got a little bit of damage, boom, $100 for this bonnet, which is insane because this thing really makes the car look as good as it does, right? Then of course we had to paint everything that you see. So the paint, all the materials and everything, including the gun, which is 20 bucks as well, come to about $700. I went back and forth to the body shop a couple of times. I do have spare paint left over if I need to touch anything up or, you know, spray anything in the future. So, you know, you could say that I could have bought less paint, but it's always nice to have extra just in case, you know, anything happens, touch-ups, keep the car looking good all the time. So 700 bucks for paint. This beautiful front bumper, I can't remember exactly where we got it off the top of my head, but the link will be in the description below. It was $550. They made it completely custom. It's put in a mold. It took them like 3 days to turn it around, which was insane. But I think it looks awesome. Definitely gives the car the Evo look. 550 bucks. Boom, chuck it on the list. The spotlights that are in our front bumper, Facebook Marketplace, $70. And lastly, we have the auto store runs, just for miscellaneous stuff. I just threw 100 bucks on the list, you know, for little things like oil filter, some oil, stuff like that. And that completes the total for our Evo build. I was really surprised. Are you ready? The total number for the whole build. Alrighty guys, I'm just gonna jump in here, coming at you from the editing suite. While I'm editing this video, I've realized I've completely f***ed up the total number when I was editing it, but the total number for the build is $6,439. Huge shout out to Cavassius Malt, who guessed the closest to the number. You've won yourself a bunch of Lakeside Co merch, so slide into my DMs on Facebook at It's Mike Lake and I'll hook you up. Back to Mike in the garage to continue on with the video. I was aiming for anything under 10 grand to build something like this. Turbo, fast, fun, you can take it on hill runs. Looks good. JDM, $6,439 can get you something like this, as long as you're pretty handy with some tools and know what you're doing, I guess. Although there are so many YouTube tutorials out there these days, I feel like even if you don't know what you're doing, you can kind of learn as you go and you still have a pretty good outcome. But yeah, I'm pretty over the moon with that. Of course, there are some things that I didn't pay for. The TSG wheels, off the shelf. That's one of the bonuses about owning the business. The Max speeding rod stuff, those guys hooked it up. They come on board and sponsored the build. So I didn't pay anything for all those parts. They didn't pay me at all, obviously, to do all this stuff, but I genuinely wanted to test the parts and see how they go and give you guys my honest opinion. A lot of people were asking me about these coilovers because it says on their website that they don't fit CE Lancer, but they definitely do because I ordered them, I bolted them up, no issues whatsoever, so they do fit CE Lancer. You're welcome. So if you subtract that stuff from the cost of the build, it cost me $3,989 at the moment to build this car. We still have to put the heavy duty clutch in, and we still have to put the new gearbox in. So the heavy duty clutch, $200 for clutch, pressure plate and release bearing. And then the new gearbox we're picking up this weekend is $150. As I said before, all the links are in the description for you guys to grab all the parts that we've used to build this car. Personally, if I was you, I'd probably go a slightly smaller turbo. It's a little bit laggy. I don't really mind that too much because it means that the engine is going to last a really long time because the boost doesn't come on too early, so we're not going to bend rods and stuff like that. So I'm alright with the way that the car drives. Obviously we'll get more of a feel for it when we take it to the track, hopefully in the next couple of weeks as the lockdowns lift. As always, I appreciate you guys for watching these videos. If you have any questions at all about the build, please hit me up in the comments below. Of course, watch the videos first because a lot of the questions that I get are answered within the actual videos themselves. But yeah, I'm always open to questions and I always enjoy when you guys send me messages, so feel free to flick me a DM. That is it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown. Tomorrow we are hitting the dyno with our budget Evo for the final result. Hopefully, as long as the clutch holds up. I've got a little bit of fear that maybe we'll slip the clutch now that we're starting to make more power. It's already kind of starting to slip on the street when we're doing full second gear pulls, so it'll be really interesting to see how it goes. But I'm crossing fingers for somewhere around 180 kilowatts. But until then, thank you for watching. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace!